G'day YouTube, Rob here, bringing you another video. Today I was doing a bit of a sort of spur of the moment, sort of a DVD Blu-ray update. I think it's just basically going to be Blu-rays, I think. We just had a sort of a 3-day weekend here, and I was thinking of sort of making a video over those 3 days, but I never sort of got around to doing it. I was a bit slack, so I thought I might just do, I thought I better make one, because I sort of feel guilty about not making one over those 3 days that I had off, and I didn't sort of do much else. So yeah, I got a big pile here. I went and bought a sort of a bulk deal of Blu-rays just off some guy off eBay. So that's the sort of major thing I'll be showing you. I've got a few games too, which I'll show you, and I did sort of actually receive a few packages today just in the mail, and I have no idea what's in them, because I sort of buy too many movies and I just can't keep track of what I've ordered. So I thought I might unbox this on camera while I'm here and while I've got the camera out. Yeah, so I've no idea what's in these, so I'll open it up and we'll see what's inside. As soon as I work out how to open it up. Right, so what is in this one? Got a orgy tattoo movie. I think this is her last movie, I think, that she's done last year, I think it was. 2012. I've no idea how to pronounce it. Yeah, anyway. That's the cover for it. I'm not a huge fan of these really sort of thin American cases, but I think it was fairly cheap, so I grabbed it. And being, usually sort of foreign films can be quite expensive, and this being a recent one too, it's, I can't remember how much it was, but it was a pretty good price though. So that's one I got. And the second one here, I have actually sort of opened it up, but I haven't sort of actually looked inside. Just sort of save a bit of time. So what have we got in here? Okay. Colombiana, which looks like a, yeah, it looks like an ex-rental. I didn't know it was going to be an ex-rental, but anyway. Yes. I'm pretty sure that should be right. I can't see any scratches on the disc, so that should be right. Yeah, I think I have sort of heard this wasn't a bad film. I think from memory, I'm pretty sure I've read somewhere that, sort of read online somewhere that it was supposed to be a fairly good movie. So, obviously, if anyone's sort of seen this movie, certainly, tell me your thoughts on it. Tell me if it was a good watch or not. So that's Colombiana. Second one is Watchmen, the full motion comic. I'm a big sort of fan of the movie, the Watchmen movie, which came out a few years ago. I haven't sort of seen the animated version, but I'm sort of looking forward to giving that a check out. So that's that one. Okay, so that's sort of what I got today, just in the mail. Now, it's just, I sort of said before, I bought a big sort of bulk of Blu-rays just off some guy. It's just sort of a mixture of stuff. And to be honest, I was a little bit annoyed when I got them, to be honest, because a lot of them are actually sort of ex-rentals, and some of the cases are actually sort of broken, which wasn't sort of mentioned at all in the description on eBay. I did sort of say that some of them came with price stickers, which is completely different, I think, to ex-rental stickers, and didn't say anything about them being broken. So I was slightly annoyed. I left positive feedback, but also sent a guy an email, explaining to him that okay, I'm going to give you positive feedback, but you really should have mentioned it in the description. That some of the cases are broken and there are sort of stickers on some of them, but he never replied back, which I was quite annoyed with. I'd sort of given him, positive feedback. That wasn't going to be the problem. It was just more the fact that, he should have told me about it. Anyway, I'm rambling on a bit. Yes, I got a huge pile here of just random ones. A couple of I do actually sort of own already, but it's always good to have sort of spares. I can perhaps sort of trade these off maybe. I got the Tan, which is actually a really good movie. I actually watched this one a little while ago, and probably last year I think it was, and really good movie, that one. Yeah, fantastic movie, that one. Really good. Inception, which I do sort of already own, which I do think is perhaps a little bit, I don't know, a little bit overrated, I think, in my opinion. I didn't sort of find it that fantastic. I mean, it's, you know, it is a good movie. You know, it is a good sort of, you know, thriller, sort of science fiction type movie, but I don't know, I didn't think it was necessarily anything remarkable. That's Inception. The Lake House, which I already do own, Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. This is not a bad movie, sort of a, you know, sort of rom-com type thing with a bit of, you know, science fiction sort of mixed in. I just want to see, yeah, sort of X-rental or used anyway. Stickers on these. That's that one. Point of No Return, which is sort of the American version of Nikita, the Luc Besson film. Yeah, so this is the American version, which is actually not too bad. It's pretty much, both films are pretty much, you know, had pretty much the exact same storyline sort of thing to them. But they're both good movies, I think. And I think, Sammy Faligar 507 actually did a review of this a few weeks ago. So, yeah, that's that one. Jason Statham movie, Safe, which I don't think I've ever seen some before, but I think I sort of have heard it's not a bad sort of movie. As you can sort of hear, it's sort of broken inside. Yeah, sort of the blue, you know, one of the blue things is broken off it. This is, you know, which I'm not particularly happy about, but anyway. So that's Safe. A flop by Kevin Costner, The Postman. Well, I have sort of heard it's a flop. I have sort of seen this one a long time ago, and I actually didn't think it was too bad, actually. Just sort of another sort of sci-fi movie, pretty much like the other movie that he did, Waterworld, which is supposed to be another sort of flop as well. So that's The Postman. A bit loose as well on that one. Made in Manhattan, which I've never sort of seen before. Not too sure I have any sort of interest in seeing it, I don't know. Looks like a bit of a chick flick, but I might watch it one day. What's this one here? You've got Mark Wahlberg and Reese Witherspoon in Fear. Another one I haven't sort of seen before. Another loose one. I feel I have sort of heard good things about this one, actually. I think they actually did get a newer release, like a better release, not too long ago. Steven Spielberg film, Empire of the Sun, with John Malkovich and who is them? Oh yeah, that's right, Christian Bale, wasn't it? Yeah, I haven't sort of seen this one, but I sort of have heard it's a pretty good movie though. This is when Christian Bale was very young, I think too. I think he was like 12 or something, I think, in the film. I think something like that. So that's that one. Bit of horror. Friday the 13th Part 2. Which I don't think I've ever seen before, actually. I think I have sort of seen the first one a couple of times, but I don't think I've seen the sequels. I might have seen perhaps a really long time ago. Maybe, I don't know. So that's Part 2. Then we got Part 3. Mel Gibson, sorry, in this one. Edge of Darkness, which I think I have sort of seen, and I don't think it was too bad, I don't think, from memory. It's the one I was sort of thinking of anyway. It's also got Ray Winston in it too. Yeah, that might not be too bad then. Age of Darkness. The Hangover Part 2. I'm pretty sure I've seen the first one. I don't think I've sort of seen this one though. I'm sure I'll get a watch one day. This one's actually a pretty recent one actually. Flight with Denzel Washington. I have sort of heard this is actually a pretty good watch. I haven't sort of seen it before, but I have sort of heard it's a good one. So I'm glad to get that one actually. Then we got Hollow Man, which I had sort of never seen it before, but I did sort of watch it the other day, and a bit of a sort of a strange sort of movie. I think really sort of about Kevin Bacon, and in some ways he's a bit of sort of a mad scientist. It's a very sort of odd plot too. He's like a scientist with his other sort of scientists, and they're sort of experimenting on making sort of like animals invisible. So I've got a gorilla and dogs and stuff, and they've managed to sort of turn these animals invisible, and then they sort of wait for a few days, and then they sort of bring them back again, but back so you can sort of see them again, which sort of sounds like a really, I don't understand quite what the reason for that is, but anyway, So that, yeah, obviously they sort of tried it on animals first, and then of course they want to do human trials. So, you know, Kevin Bacon's keen to you know, see how this thing works. So he's sort of you know, injects himself very much like The Fly, I suppose, or, you know, sort of those sort of mad scientist, you know, type movies, I guess. He sort of goes a bit crazy, you know, once he's sort of been injected with this sort of serum. And anyway, but yeah, it's very a lot of very sort of sexual sort of things to it. He turns into a bit of a perv, and sort of, you know, goes after women, and yeah, because I suppose because he's invisible, I suppose, so he can, you know, I suppose he can get away with it. I don't know, but definitely, yeah, a bit strange. There's a lot of plot holes in it too as well. It was, yeah, but I don't know. It was entertaining though. I think you sort of switch, yeah, you sort of, you know, switch your brain off. It's, yeah, wasn't too bad. Anyway, so that's Hollow Man, which an old one I think, but I've never sort of seen it before. This one, yeah, I watched it the other day. It's actually I actually thought it wasn't too bad. I suppose it stars Bruce Willis and Sarah Jessica Parker. It's called Striking Distance. I think from the mid-90s, I think. I suppose in some ways sort of Die Hard on the river, I guess. Sort of, I don't know if I should go into too much of the storyline, but I have sort of heard that Bruce Willis reckons this is one of his worst movies that he ever sort of made, and he's very sort of apologetic about it. And I did sort of read online somewhere that someone reckoned that one of Bruce Willis's fans came up to him and told him sort of how bad the film was, and or something like that. And then I think Bruce Willis actually sort of got out his wallet and actually sort of paid the guy the money back that he actually sort of spent on renting the film or buying the film or whatever it was. I don't know how true that story is, but I thought that was pretty funny that Bruce Willis gave the guy's money back for, you know, for buying this terrible film. But I actually thought it wasn't too bad though. Bruce Willis is always good, I think. Well, not so much these days. I think he's sort of, in some ways, he does a bit of a phony performance, I think these days. But back in his day, he was actually, you know, quite good to sort of watch on screen. Same with Sarah Jessica Parker too. I thought she wasn't too bad as well, actually. She's a bit of an odd choice, though, I think, to be in the movie. She sort of, I guess, she sort of, I don't know, the style of movies, like, she sort of did sort of stick out a bit and didn't seem to fit. But I suppose after sort of watching the film, and I did sort of get used to her being in the movie, if that sort of makes sense. But I thought it was a good movie, though. It was good. I mean, it's sort of just an mindless action flick. I mean, well, nothing sort of fantastic, but I actually quite enjoyed it. Yeah, that's Striking Distance. What have we got here? The Client, which I've never sort of seen before. Sure it can't be too bad. Client. Then we've got a Star Trek movie, The Final Frontier, which is not too sure where that comes in the timeline, but it's got Spock in it, so it must be the original generation. Does it say somewhere what year it was or whatever? I'm not sure. Anyway, Star Trek. The Words, is that what it's called? Yeah, The Words, which I have no idea what it's about. Warren Beatty, Faye Dunaway in Bonnie and Clyde, which I've never seen before. I don't even know how old it is. It looks like it's kind of old anyway. 1967, maybe? Yeah, okay. I didn't know it was quite that old, but yeah, that's that one. Another film I've never sort of seen before and don't know anything about it. The Company Men. It's got a few stars in it though. Ben Affleck, Chris Cooper, Kevin Costner, Tony Jones. Might be alright. A bit of a cheesy. I did sort of go to the cinema and actually sort of watch this one. I remember I can't remember much about the film, but it's supposedly a really bad film. I'm pretty sure it is a bad film. It's Street Fighter, which I suppose was trying to cash in on the games. With Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah, so I'm sure I'm looking forward to actually giving sort of watch actually, even though it's probably not going to be that great. But anyway, then we've got Demi Moore in Striptease, which another film I've never sort of seen before. And might be a good watch, I reckon, if Demi Moore's doing a bit of stripping. I'm sure that won't be. I'm sure I won't complain at that. Next one's the first Twilight movie. I have sort of seen this one before. I think I watched the first two. I think a long time ago, and so yeah, I perhaps don't go into too much about what I thought about them, but they're alright. I think they're just very sort of teenagey, I suppose. It's very teenagey. Is that even a word? Teenage type movie, I guess. Yeah, Twilight. 3 more to go. Got oh, just dropped it. Called Next of Kin, which I have no idea what it's about. Patrick Swayze's in it though, so it might be alright. What have we got? Perfect Murder with Michael Douglas, Gwyneth Paltrow and Viggo Mortensen, or however you say his name. Another film I've never seen before. It's that one. And finally, one called Safe House, which I've never seen before, as I keep saying. It's come out 2012. I have sort of heard good things about it. I think that. Well, I have sort of heard mixed things. I suppose I have sort of heard it's not. I think it's pretty much nothing new. I suppose I think that's sort of the only negative I already heard. It's nothing really sort of mind blowing. I suppose, but I have sort of heard people say that it's it's a good movie to watch. That good sort of action movie. So I'm sure it'll be a entertaining watch. So that's Safe House. Yes, that's my huge bulk deal which I got. I think they're about. I think it worked out to be about $4 each or something, $4 or $5 each. So whatever that amounts to, I can't remember, 100 and something bucks or whatever it was. I suppose it's a good deal. I think these are pretty cheap movies though. They're nothing really sort of. There's a couple of good titles in there, I suppose. Safe House and Flight, and the other ones are pretty much just reasonably cheap. I suppose. So, but I'm sure I'll get bored. I can watch them. So there's a bit of entertainment there for me, even though not necessarily the best movies. Yes, that's that. Quickly, I also did sort of get a few computer games. I did sort of buy. I did make a video the other day about buying a Nintendo Wii U. So I picked up a few more games. I got Super Mario Brothers U, which I have played a few levels of it, and it's not a bad game. I'm not particularly good at it though. I keep dying. It's supposed to be a fairly easy game though, I suppose, isn't it? But I'm not all that great with it. I got Batman Arkham City, the Armored Edition. Batman City, yeah, Arkham City. I haven't played this one actually yet. We got an NBA game. I'm not sort of a huge sports fan, I suppose, but I don't mind the odd sort of basketball game. I used to play it back on the Mega Drive days and SNES games. I did sort of play. This is probably a lot more updated and probably a bit more tricky to play, but reasonably cheap, I think, too. But so that's basketball. And then finally, I got the new Donkey Kong. I have sort of played a little bit of this. Actually, not a bad game. It's got nice graphics to it, I think, and pretty cool sort of fun game. Yes, that's my update. My huge update. I have been buying heaps of stuff. I have been finding a few great deals recently. So I've got plenty more. I just thought I'd better make a video and sort of show some of the stuff that I got, especially that big bulk order which I got. Anyway, so you've sort of seen any of these films. Certainly tell me which ones to watch first, I suppose. And yeah, that's it. So for now, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll be back soon with another video for you very soon. So bye. Okay, the button.